Can Lana Turner hide the shame of her past? Did Hope Lang commit a crime of passion out of revenge? Will Lloyd Nolan save her by revealing the awful truth? The answers to these and other burning questions in the gripping saga of Peyton Place. Coming up next, only on AMC.
One out of every 37 people in the United States of America bought it. And by the time they passed it on to their friends, everybody had read it. What was it? Peyton Place, a novel by New England housewife Grace Metalius. And it boldly went where no mainstream novel had gone before. Peyton Place dealt with all kinds of great subjects: adultery, illegitimate birth, rape, abortion, subjects no average New England housewife was supposed to even know about, much less discuss in public. When 20th Century Fox producer Jerry Walt announced that Peyton Place would become a major motion picture, many people in Hollywood said, forget it, it can't be done. Well, to be honest, they were really right. In those days, it could not be done, at least not without sweeping changes in both the subject matter and the way the material would be presented. A screenwriter, John Michael Hayes, the script was, as Variety put it, the family version of the bestseller. The Catholic Church did not agree. The Legion of Decency slapped an adults-only rating on the picture, which was amazing because most people had just assumed that they'd outright condemn it. Even more surprising than the fact that Fox was making the movie was the actress that they chose to play the lead. Lana Turner was only 36 years old, and after almost 20 years as one of Hollywood's glamour girls, here she was cast as the mother of a teenage girl. Was she right for the part? Well, her portrayal of Constance Mackenzie really earned her an Academy Award nomination, the only one she ever received. Here she is in Peyton Place. I can never see Peyton Place without listening to the marvelous music of Franz Waxman. Sometime, just try to listen to Peyton Place. Close your eyes and listen to that wonderful music. This man was marvelous. He had a great reputation in Hollywood and did scores for things as diverse from Peyton Place as The Bride of Frankenstein, or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He wrote all that wonderful music in The Spirit of St. Louis, Sunset Boulevard. He did many of the Hitchcock movies. Franz Waxman was one of the true greats in musical Hollywood. Peyton Place was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress. 4 actors, Arthur Kennedy, Russ Tamblyn, Hope Lang, and Diane Varsi, were all nominated in the supporting category. Didn't win any Oscars as it wound up. Lost Best Picture and several other awards to The Bridge Over the River Kwai, which was also, of course, a great movie. The saga of Peyton Place didn't end with this film. 4 years later, Return of Peyton Place was made without any of the original cast. We'll be right back.
I want to know.
Know what?
Everything that happened.
They're just like all the rest.
Tuesday Weld and Carol Lindley returned to the place where the scandal began.
Dare you?
What you're afraid of is like mother, like daughter.
The revealing story of a small town's true confessions.
Let go of me. You'll never see the baby. Don't you worry.
Return to Peyton Place, coming up next on AMC. Coming soon, the AMC Film Preservation Festival, only on AMC. When Sugarpuss O'Shea takes it on to Lamb, she holds up with a bunch of brainiacs writing an encyclopedia.
What's present, cousin?
However, her presence causes a great deal of consternation for the assembled academics pursuing completion of their tome.
I shall regret the absence of your keen mind. Unfortunately, it is inseparable from an extremely disturbing body.
Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck teach each other a thing or two in Howard Hawks' screwball comedy, Ball of Fire, premiering Sunday, February 14th at 8 Eastern on AMC.
I'm Gene Klavan. Join me tomorrow on AMC for the film version of Rudyard Kipling's beloved adventure story Jungle Book. Then Robert Taylor and Loretta Young star in a touching drama where the road to love is hampered by evil. Private Number, co-starring Basil Rathbone. And we'll salute movie maker George Stevens with his classical musical Swing Time, featuring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. I hope you'll save a dance for me in your dance book tomorrow, only on AMC.
I was on this case, see. Seems there was this whole bunch of wise guys masquerading around as other people. I called it the case of the Great Pretenders. I started sniffing around and found Barbara Streisand, thinking she was this dame from merry old England.
My name is Melinda.
That led me straight to Tony Curtis. This guy could be a case all by himself.
Are you Martin Goddard?
Yes, I am.
Alias Dr. Monet? Alias Brother Joseph Jerome?
Then I got a hot tip Rod Steiger was murdering his way through town in all kinds of get-ups. I followed his trail to Eddie Bracken, making out like he was some kind of war hero. But all this flat-footing was getting me nowhere, so I decided to take it on the fly. And there he was, Danny Kaye, the big chief, the kingfish, the top dog. And so I wrapped up the case of the Great Pretenders. But you can take a peek at the files February 15th through the 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC. Sunday, February 14th, AMC pays a birthday tribute to Jack Benny with a special showing of the meanest man in the world. The party starts here at 7 Eastern, only on AMC.
Did you know that there's only one magazine where you'll find stories about America's sweetheart, Lucille Ball? Or exclusive interviews with stars like Audrey Hepburn? Hi, I'm Cesar Romero. And if you love classic movies as much as I do, then American Movie Classics magazine is for you. It's your personal guide to AMC programming and the only magazine that takes you behind the scenes of Hollywood's golden age.
Call 1-800-535-7700 and order American Movie Classics magazine. Each issue features daily schedules with easy-to-read, detailed descriptions of every movie and original program on AMC that month. Every issue profiles your favorite classic movie stars and follows them behind the camera. AMC Magazine is the only magazine dedicated to bringing you beautiful, rarely seen photographs, entertaining and intriguing stories of classic Hollywood's most glamorous and renowned stars, letters to AMC host Bob Dorian, and a look into forgotten movie palaces brought back to their original splendor and elegance. To order AMC Magazine and save 50% off the cover price, call 1-800-535-7700. You can use your Visa or MasterCard or send check or money order for $11.95 to AMC Magazine, P.O. Box 2065, Marion, Ohio 43305. That's American Movie Classics Magazine, 1-800-535-7700.
So bring the classic movie experience home. Call now and order American Movie Classics magazine.
A labor strike affects every industry differently. When Hollywood guilds go out, it can have an unusual effect on the movies in production, of course. In the early 1960s, 20th Century Fox was ready to begin filming Return to Peyton Place, when both the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers Guild went out on strike. Well, the picture was scheduled to film that summer on location in Camden, Maine, where the first Peyton Place movie had been shot. Well, the strike dragged on so long that by the time everybody went back to work again, summer was long since gone, and winter was very quickly approaching. Well, rather than wait an entire year, the character of a summer stock theater director became a ski instructor. Producer Jerry Wald then decided to forego the expense of taking the company all the way to Maine. The way he saw it, snow was snow. So they filmed the exteriors at Mammoth, one of California's premier ski resorts. None of the stars of the original movie was available for the remake. Lana Turner's success in Peyton Place allowed her to triple her asking price, putting her just out of the reach of the whole production. And Diane Varsi did not repeat her role of Allison after receiving an Academy Award nomination for her film debut in Peyton Place. Personal problems kind of caught up with her. She was divorced twice before she was 21 years old, and she walked out on her contract with 20th Century Fox. She was replaced by Carol Lindley, whom we are about to meet in Return to Peyton Place. Grace Metalius wrote the original novel, Peyton Place, but not the screenplay. Based on the success of the first movie, producer Jerry Wald convinced her to write the storyline for the sequel. Well, she did, but she was not at all happy with the result. So Wald had played a foul, rotten trick on her. She felt that this story wasn't a novel and never progressed beyond being the Hollywood treatment. Several critics agreed with her. calling Return to Peyton Place no more than a soap opera. It was probably fitting when Peyton Place did become a soap opera, one of the first ever made for primetime television. It starred two unknowns in those days by the name of Ryan O'Neal and Mia Farrow, a very, very beautiful young Mia Farrow. And finally, that was Jeff Chandler as Lewis. After playing Cochise 3 times, he was happy really to break out of all that stereotyping. Tragically, this was one of his last pictures. The following year, he died of blood poisoning during routine back surgery. Now let's look at this.
Next on AMC, Bob Hope stars as a dentist who heads out to the rootin' tootin' frontier in The Paleface, co-starring Jane Russell as Calamity Jane. Next on AMC.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Studio AMC.
Come to where the movies are on AMC. The greatest stars and movies made in history. It's family entertainment, a never-ending show, and nothing interrupts a great movie's flow. The classics always play for you on AMC. It's viewing like you want it, like it used to be. With hosts that love the movies all day and night. There's always something great on It's a Place That's Right. With hosts that love the movies all day and night. There's always something great on AMC, so right.
Don't touch that dial. AMC is on the air.
Few who drive by Hollywood's Roosevelt Hotel know one of the city's greatest productions began there one evening in May 1929. A dinner party hosted by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. After dessert, Douglas Fairbanks handed out all 13 awards in 8 minutes. The first time was the last time the ceremony would ever be so short.
The legend of the Oscar night marathon can be traced to 1931, to the 4th award ceremony staged here at the Biltmore Hotel. It was a night of many speeches, to say the least, kicked off by J.N. High School of the Newspaper Association, who went into a long attack against Prohibition. Well, this delighted the Hollywood crowd, many of whom had brought their own hip flasks to the ceremony. In attendance that night, Herbert Hoover's Vice President Charles Curtis, who could only stare glumly into his coffee mug. When it came his turn to speak, he went on and on about how the Academy had to uphold high moral standards. Well, so bored was comedian Roscoe Aches, he led a crowd into the lobby where he told jokes until the vice president had finished his remarks. The first awards were passed out at midnight, a time when many in the audience were also passed out.
Despite its length, the Academy Awards soon became the hottest ticket in town. More stars, more photographers, more tables, and more speeches. In 1943, Greer Garson set a record that still stands.
As the dodo said to Alice in Wonderland, everybody has won, and everybody shall have a prize.
She went on and on for 6 minutes, until finally this camera ran out of film. In 1953, the first Oscar telecast. Now the private party was a national event where embarrassing moments were witnessed by more than those present. Who could forget the year a naked man ran across the stage behind David Niven? Today, satellite trucks beam the Academy Awards to 90 countries. Gil Cates, you're producing a show seen by 1 billion people. How can you prevent long speeches on live television?
Someone suggested to me that what we do is have a kind of an escalator or a moving floor, and we start an acceptor over here and then slowly move them across the screen, and they're out in 25 seconds one way or the other.
Wait a second, I don't think this is going to work here.
Gil Cates and director Jeff Margolis making tough choices, like what stars should present what award and when. After all that planning, come showtime, they are still at the mercy of live television, where a long speech isn't all director Margolis fears.
If it's your style to use 4-letter words occasionally when you're trying to express yourself, and one comes out by mistake, I mean, it happens.
Maybe, just maybe, the Academy Awards haven't changed all that much. Without the possibility of the long speech or the embarrassing moment, would there be 1 billion viewers today, Mr. Producer?
There are the hazards of live television, and I think the fact that things can go wrong in large measure is why the show is an exciting show to watch.
For AMC in Hollywood, I'm Peter Jones.
There ain't no better time.
John Wayne and Kirk Douglas.
Mine hit the ground first.
Mine was taller.
An unlikely partnership out for gold.
Worth a lot of money. Dead.
Your share will be over 100,000.
Howard Keel, Bruce Stern, and Keenan Wynn are going after the War Wagon. Thursday on AMC. Coming soon, the AMC Film Preservation Festival, only on AMC.
I'm Gene Klavan. Join me tomorrow on AMC for the film version of Rudyard Kipling's beloved adventure story Jungle Book. Then Robert Taylor and Loretta Young star in a touching drama where the road to love is hampered by evil. Private Number, co-starring Basil Rathbone. And we'll salute movie maker George Stevens with his classical musical Swing Time, featuring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. I hope you'll save a dance for me in your dance book tomorrow, only on AMC.
Ah, love. Bittersweet rapture. Heaven's soft song.
Whoop!
Ain't it grand?
I think you're wonderful. I certainly do. Of course, I haven't been around much.
AMC's sending a special Valentine to anyone who's ever been in love
Oh, I'm a pushover for streptococcus.
and gotten a good laugh out of it.
Well, I myself once knew a brigadier general who couldn't be left alone with the French telephone.
So slide on over to your sweetheart and snuggle up with our funny Valentine's Festival.
This honeymoon. Let's get the show on the road.
Valentine's Day, beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC.
Coming up next on AMC.
Oh, that was delightful. Let's try another one, huh?
The moor was lovely. Goddard was glorious. But when Bob starts to nestle up to Russell, something new has been added. He's the dizziest dentist who ever yanked a molar. She's the deadliest shot who ever stalked an outlaw. When they ride the Indian Trail together, there's howls a-poppin'.
Let's move down to some big town where they love a gal by the cut of her clothes, and you'll stand out in buttons and bows.
Let's keep it neat. Ah.
Next on AMC, Bob Hope stars as a dentist who heads out to the rootin' tootin' frontier in The Paleface, co-starring Jane Russell as Calamity Jane. Next on AMC.
There was a certain mystique surrounding Jane Russell in the late 40s, which went against all the conventional wisdom for building a successful acting career. Usually, the more a person is seen on the screen, the more publicity he or she might receive. But for Jane Russell, The whole thing seemed to work the other way around. In the early 40s, she starred in The Outlaw, a movie which was perceived of as slightly erotic. It created a national scandal. I think everybody remembers that, especially those billboards. Well, the picture was released briefly, and then it was pulled out of circulation. A couple of years passed, and now she starred in a box office bomb called Young Widow. Almost nobody saw that picture, but somehow or other Jane Russell's name continued to be recognized. The following year, she starred opposite Bob Hope in the movie we're going to see, and that movie was not only a big hit, it made her a star. Here she is with Bob Hope in The Pale Face.